Marathon has been delayed. We do not currently have a new release date yet. We only know that they will reveal the new release date to us this fall. Their Marathon development update was released today on Bungie.net. That indicates that they are focusing on improving Marathon survival gameplay, narrative experience, and in-game raid-like challenges. They specifically note that they will be enhancing the solo and duo experience and adding in proximity chat so that, quote, social stories can come to life. I feel like proximity chat and solos were the most prevalent critiques that the game received, outside of criticism that generally disregarded the experience as something that the larger market wasn't interested in, so focusing on these elements seems like a positive step forward. Generally, my hope was that the response to Marathon throughout April would push Bungie to focus on the narrative, as I felt that was the thing that people connected with the most, since the reception of the ARG materials and the cinematic short were so positive. It feels like this statement is aligned with the idea that they will be working on configuring the game in such a way that the full scope of the narrative is more easily on display for people who are interested in the experience. I didn't believe that a delay would happen after the playtest, but it seems like getting as much distance as possible from the art asset situation and the Arc Raiders comparisons is a pretty good idea. We also heard from the Sony investors update thing from last week that Sony is still targeting a fiscal year 2025 launch for Marathon, which I believe ends in March of 2026 since Sony is a Japanese company. I still believe that Marathon has the potential to be a great game. Obviously, that's what I'm still yapping about the lore and narrative, and making direct statements like this are a fantastic way to communicate how the game is being shaped by the feedback that Bungie has received. This also works to dispel this idea that Sony is intentionally trying to make Marathon fail to get rid of executive level people at Bungie, which is something that I've seen a lot of people talking about really over the last whole year. But I can't pretend to have any insight into how those kind of dealings work. So I guess my interpretation is that this makes it seem like Marathon is not being used in some kind of high-level House of Cards style corporate shenanigans, but who knows? Overall, I'm sure everyone agrees that more development time and distance from controversy can only improve the overall quality and survivability of the game. So, cheers to that. Now that we no longer have a release date, let's toss out all of our hype and get back to that good old-fashioned hope that we've enjoyed for the past 2 years. All right, everyone. Bye.